Hello and welcome back to another video and a much cooler week. I have to be honest, I haven't been in the best place mentally. I think just recently I've been consuming a lot of social media because it's been so hot. You just don't want to do anything like writing or reading or anything like that, and I've just been consuming too much social media. And yesterday I was very on edge and just impatient, like snappy with people, and that's not like me. I've talked about the positive sides of social media, but the side I think many of us still have issues with, or I have issues with, is the big announcements, those life-changing ambitions to get married, have children, buy a house, etc. There just seems to be a lot more of that this weekend, and it created like an anger within me. I had to remind myself that every thought is a mindset. It's not what externally that is causing my bad mood, it's internally, and it's down to me to fix it. It's important that I remind myself to be happy for them, because if it was my happy moment, I would want people to be happy for me. It's not like they're doing anything wrong by celebrating. I know the problems with my emotions currently is with me. Therefore, I need to stop doom scrolling, and this week I'm going to try and vlog every day just to remind myself to do something better with my time. The first thing I'm going to change is the settings on my phone. I'm switching to a curfew when I can't access certain apps. It's 9:20 and I won't be able to access my phone until 10 o'clock this morning. I can still access certain things, like I can access the radio, I can access my books, I can access WhatsApp and my emails, but what I can't do is go on any sort of social media. Instagram, Facebook, even YouTube, which never causes me any upset. But everything has been blocked off to me until 10 o'clock this morning, and by then I'll be working. At 10 o'clock I need to post last week's video, which is me just sweating in various different outfits, and then I'll have to go out, get a few bits and pieces for my mum, go and visit her, come back, get on with a bit of writing, and yeah, maybe if there's a few hours left in the day I can just relax and do a bit of reading. But what I won't be doing is scrolling on my social media. I don't mind for 15 minutes, but it's never 15 minutes. I've set it to 15 minutes and then I just overwrite it all the time. So it's just getting that self-discipline in me to stop using it to fill voids in time. That I suppose also it's that dopamine hit of just when you see something funny on social media, you think, oh, that's great, that I'll carry on flicking through. It's not healthy. Long-term content, I feel so contented when I'm watching it. Short-term, it just does something to the brain chemistry, and I'm really feeling the effects this weekend. I think it's been actually all week. Because of the heat wave, I've been dependent on my phone entertaining me when I should have just picked up a book. I think the issue with the book is that it wasn't enough of a distraction for me away from the heat, whereas my phone was. Yeah, so just a lot of work to do on myself, and it's just learning how to live with technology. It's a learning curve, and yeah, it's never easy. That is everything for my Monday morning. I'm enjoying my cup of coffee. I will hopefully check in with you later and tell you how I'm getting on away from my phone. The other thing I've been thinking about doing is maybe actually going out and buying physical magazines and having that to flick through rather than social media. I could buy like House and Homes or something, then I'll start decorating, and I can't afford to do that. My mind is just swirling now, which is probably goes to show that I haven't really been thinking about anything. I've just been on my phone. I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna sort out the rest of my morning, and I'm going to concentrate on things I need to get done and things I can enjoy in my time. So we're now well into Monday afternoon, and as you would have seen, I've just been starting on a new project. It's paint by numbers. I think it's DIY. I thought that would just be a nice thing to sit down to and listen to an audiobook. I'm currently listening to Barbara Erskine, On the Edge of Darkness. So I'm listening to that, I'm painting away, and time is just ticking along, and I'm in absolute concentration mode, focus on this, so much better than scrolling on my phone. I do want to get on with some writing though this afternoon, which is why I've stopped. I just thought after lunch, rather than go straight into writing, I would do something a little bit different. And that was a really nice hour just to relax and focus on something which, it doesn't take a lot of brain power, but it keeps your attention all the time. You don't miss a beat. You're constantly looking to see where's the next one, and then when you're painting, you're going around the line trying to keep it as neat as possible. It's such a simple solution. So really enjoyed my hour doing that. I'm now going to get on with some writing, and yeah, I'm just feeling a bit better about myself. Already my mood feels so much lifted, and yeah, I'm going to make myself a cup of tea and get on with some work. So I will probably see you now tomorrow when I'm back from work, so I'll see you then. It is now Wednesday morning. I didn't film anything yesterday because it was just work. Then I went to the gym, so it was just a day of usual activities. So loud because I've got all the windows open. It's warming up again, great fun. But I am getting my hair done today, which is why it's just air dried from last night. I had a shower after the gym. So I'm going to go off and do that, get my hair done, and I will show you the results when I come back. Hopefully it will be looking much nicer than it is at the moment. I am back from the hairdressers. Hair is done. I am so pleased with this. It looks so nice. The blonde has been softened as well. So yes, I am very happy. And just had a little trim just to neaten up the ends. And I've still got most of my Wednesday to enjoy myself. So it's coming up, well, it's not really lunchtime. It's just gone 12. It's not really lunchtime, but I might have lunch now because I'm feeling a bit hungry. And then I think I will get on with writing for the rest of the afternoon. On top of that, I didn't want to be on my phone, so I took some magazines with me. They were doing a trio in the newsagent, so I bought 3 different magazines, although I only took one. But it was so nice to sit there and not be looking at a phone, not to feel something hot in your hand. I think we've just got so used to having everything on our phone that the concept of looking at something physical, we've completely forgotten what that experience is like. And actually, it's a better experience than anything that a phone can produce. So I'm going to go back to buying magazines. I sat there and I read it cover to cover. It was this one, Ideal Homes, I took in with me, and I read it cover to cover. I looked at all the pictures. I looked at the inspiration and ideas. I've got no intention of doing any decorating. Well, actually, it did make me think. There was a few things I think, oh, I would like to change that. Like, I'd love to change the bathroom. Love a new shower. But that's for another day. It's nice to dream, I suppose. A really relaxing hour and a half, getting my hair done, looking at the magazine, you know, just a really lovely experience. So I'm feeling really good this morning. It's just putting in those boundaries that you have with your phone and making sure you've got something to fill that with. So now it is the afternoon. Well, it's coming up to the afternoon. I'll probably get a bit to eat. And then I'm going to get on with some writing. I'll probably do an hour. I'll try and push to 2. And then I can get on with some painting and put on an audiobook and just enjoy the rest of my afternoon. You know, doing things that make me feel good. This camera always brings out every freckle on my face. I'm not that freckly actually, but oh well, not complaining. Just sitting here doing my writing. Got myself my banana ice cream, which is melting at a great speed because it is quite warm today. Not like anywhere near as bad as it has been. But I've got that cooling me down. I've got a glass of water, which I've drunk. And I'm, getting some work done, which is a good feeling. I think it's just so rare when you take time out to do the things that you want to do as opposed to the things that you have to do. So yes, very much enjoying my afternoon to myself. And I'm now carrying on with my painting. I'm listening to an audiobook and going to carry on with this space here, and that is my afternoon. That's a bit more of the painting done. That's all, that should be, hopefully, all of number 1. So this was the number 1 paint pot. Hopefully I've managed to fill in all little number 1s. But I'm sure I'll come across a few more as I carry on. But yeah, I think I'm going to go on to number 2 next, just for the fun of it. Hello, it's Thursday morning. I'm off to work in a bit. I've got my cup of tea here. I'm just enjoying before I head out. I obviously won't be doing anything fun today because I will be in work, and that's the dishwasher behind me. But I thought this would be a good place to put in the visit we made to Audley End in Saffron Walden a couple of weekends ago now. And yeah, it's just a lovely day out. This is an English heritage property. You may be aware of the YouTube channel where they have the cook, Mrs. Crocombe, do recipes. It's a wonderful series. I would recommend if you haven't seen that. And she's cooking for Lord Braybrooke, and he was one of the owners of Audley End. But I'll tell you a bit more about it in the cutaways, which I will show you now. So I hope you enjoy this, and I'm off to work. Just outside Saffron Walden is one of England's most impressive Jacobean houses. First beginning as a monastery on the site, it was demolished after Henry VIII's separation from the Catholic Church. The land and what was left of the monastery was given to the Howard family. It was King James I's ambitious Lord Treasurer, Thomas Howard, 1st Earl of Suffolk, who begins transforming it into a mansion fit for royalty. What he builds is staggering, a house so vast and lavish that it was said to rival a royal palace. In fact, James I visited often, and Audley End became a stage for political theatre, extravagant hospitality, and the display of the aristocratic wealth. The next century, Audley End passes through several hands, shrinking in size as its upkeep becomes impossible. What you see today is only a third of the original building. In the 18th century, the house found new life under Sir John Griffin, who modernised it in the Georgian era and brought in the celebrated landscape designer Capability Brown. Brown swept away formal gardens and sculptured the grounds into the natural flowing landscape we recognise today, hallmarks of an English garden design. During the Victorian era, Audley End became the home to the Braybrook family, who added the magnificent Victorian service wing, complete with kitchens, laundries, dairy, and the bustle of domestic life that kept the great house running. And Audley End's story doesn't end there. In World War II, the estate was requisitioned as a training base for the Polish Special Operations, a quiet but vital chapter in the fight for Europe's freedom. Today, Audley End stands as a living time capsule. Jacobean splendour, Georgian refinement, Victorian innovation, and wartime resilience are all woven together. It's not just a house, it's a chronicle of English history, written in stone, landscape and memory. Across the road there is the latest addition to the estate, a small train to journey you around through the woods. And when we went there were scenes reminiscent of the teddy bear's picnic, very sweet and wonderful for young children. If you're looking for an enjoyable day out for all ages of the family, Audley End does it right. It's Friday morning, I'm about to head off to work, but I wanted to finish this video with a little roundup of the things I've been doing, which has made a huge difference this week. The DIY Artclub painting has probably been my favourite thing of all to sit and do, and the audiobooks I've been listening to, I just found I was taking in the information, the story so much more than when I am doing other things like cleaning, especially like walking. I often go for a walk and I listen to an audiobook, but actually my mind gets quite distracted from it all, and then I'm trying to jump back into the story and pick it up and that sort of thing. Whereas this, my mind remains within that story the whole way through. Even though I'm painting, it doesn't seem to disturb or disrupt my understanding of what's going on. So that was one revelation. And the audiobooks I was really enjoying was Barbara Erskine's On the Edge of Darkness. I'm about halfway through on that one. But the one that I finished and really loved was Carol Kirkwood's The Hotel on the Riviera. This was about an heiress called Ariana who gets involved with like a bad crowd in LA, a party group. Something happens and she just wants to escape from it all. Her grandmother then dies at the same time. She finds out that she's been left a hotel on the French Riviera, and it's there that she starts to heal herself, but also investigate some of her grandmother's past, some of the locals' past, what has happened to herself in LA, and it all comes together in a very interesting way. So really enjoyed that, and a really lovely summer listen as well, which is why I downloaded it. But because I was doing the painting at the same time, it just meant that I was completely immersed in the story, which was very enjoyable. So definitely recommend the painting. The Barbara Erskine story, because I'm only part way through that, I'm still unsure what's happening. It's a character, Adam, who goes back in time somehow, forms a relationship with a woman who then she comes back into his time and starts looking for him and gets upset when she realizes he's moved on in his life. Yeah, so it's all beginning to unravel, but I really just have no idea where it's leading to in terms of the story, so I'm enjoying that. I obviously have my physical book, which I've been reading, which is Midnight at Malabar House by Vaseem Khan. I'm a good proportion of the way through. Really enjoying this. Again, an engrossing read, good for the summer as it's set in India. I find my attention is getting better and better the less time I spend on my phone. And then finally, of course, the magazines. Again, it's just made a huge difference having something physical to read. And it's the feeling of heat in your hand. Like, you can feel the heat of your phone constantly, especially when it warms up. You're thinking, I just don't want to be holding something which is hot. So to dedicate some time just to sitting down, reading a magazine, that was perfect for me. So yeah, just some really nice ideas and easy ideas to get you off your phone and away from comparison and needing that dopamine hit to cheer yourself up. There are better and healthier ways to do that that isn't reliant on any form of technology, and I think we just need to get that balance right and incorporate them both back into our lives. So yes, that's my take on my 5 days and hopefully beyond. So I'll leave it there. Just wanted to say a big thank you for watching, and I will see you next week for another video. Goodbye.